Hello, Shantala.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on our aptly named Tack Room Talks. And I think this is going to be something we're going to do quite a bit of. I'm excited. Our wonderful Ruth, who works in the academy, she came up with that name, and I think it's really good. Although neither of us are in a tack room, so maybe we should make that mandatory. Anyway, I'm really, really looking forward to hearing all about you, your horses, how you've got on with the academy, and so on. So let's start with a little bit of background on what how you've been involved with horses in your life and how you came to find the academy.
So I came into horses really late in life, 4 years ago. So I'm 40 now, when I was 36, during lockdown, actually. I was homeschooling, I was working from home, homeschooling two children. I'd had enough. And I thought, I know, I'll see if I can find a local riding school where I can just go for a hack. Um, that was beginning of lockdown. That was in sort of 2021. And fast forward 6 months, I fell in love with the riding, the hacking, and thought, right, I'm going to start having lessons, get my children involved. And we're spending so much on lessons and hacking, why not just buy our own horse? Knew nothing, knew nothing. I mean, I call it an early midlife crisis. Um, Knew nothing, bought with the help of a riding school, bought my first horse, which at the time, bearing in mind I couldn't even canter at this point, um, bought a 4-year-old. At the time, I didn't know ages of horses, okay? I just had a gut that I liked this horse. She seemed really kind.
Mm.
And fast forward 4 years, I've had her 4 years now. We've just done our first BE80 in this summer.
Wow.
Um, and I have, no doubt, I'll explain in a minute how I got to the Lucinda Green Academy. But I could just do cross country all day long. Never mind dressage, never mind show jumping. And the academy has been really the thing that's taken me from being quite nervous hacking her and teaching her it's okay to go past the scary leaf, to getting around an 80 cross country course. And if you'd have said to me 4 years ago and I bought her and I couldn't canter that I would be doing BE, I would have bet you my whole life savings and my mortgage on the fact that wasn't going to happen.
I
So that's
no idea.
that's us in a nutshell.
Is incredible. I honestly had no idea that you hadn't ridden before. Let alone, it is a common theme that I have noticed that a lot of our academy members who are new to riding seem to go out and buy themselves 4-year-olds.
Oh, really? Not the only mad one.
Few of you, yeah, there's quite a few of you. But in a way, sometimes it's a really nice way to do it. I don't know if it's something I would recommend always, but
I
I,
wouldn't.
no, I feel like learning together, you haven't got too many expectations of them. You're not going to rush them too quickly. Um, and you're really sort of, if you're passionate, then you're going to want to make it all work for them. So I think I don't think it's a bad thing at all. But so so you found you found your 4-year-old, you had your 4-year old, and then did you find the academy?
Yes. So I found the academy. I think it was actually the 28 days See a Stride challenge
Okay.
that I joined first, I think. I'm sure I did. And at this point, my then teenage daughter had also got into riding and we're both doing the same sort of height. So I got a second horse. A then 6-year-old. This was 2 years ago. And so I'd just got her and getting to know her and cross country, she was quite strong. And I thought, brilliant, let's do the See a Stride challenge. So I did that with my second horse, loved it, obviously got to know some of the principles, and it just clicked. It just made sense what Lucinda was saying.
Mm.
She keeps it basic, but not so basic that it's boring.
Yeah.
She keeps it interesting, but it's something I could apply to the level I was at. And it really, really made a difference to my confidence, my position, and my overall understanding of how horses' brains work and how you have to harmonize that.
Mm.
Um, Even just things like the fact their close vision is the top of their eye, so they need to look down. Give them the reins if they need to look at something. Just understanding it all. made so much sense to me. And for me, it's all about the theory and everything a lot of the time. So I like to know her way of thinking and why she's saying do certain things. And then, of course, the practice follows.
Brilliant. That's music to my ears. I think so. I grew up with horses, so I never really, and I went to pony club, so you were forced to do all the pony club tests and all that kind of stuff, which I hated. But I was a much more instinctive rider and found out a lot of things just sort of through trial and error. But I love how Lucinda, she has philosophies, let the horse need to think for himself whilst listening to you, the vision side of things, all of that stuff, which I hadn't learnt when I was growing up and have learnt now in my 50s, having already done my sort of professional riding career. And I'm like, God, if only I'd known all this stuff, it would have made life a lot easier and really great to understand what the horses are thinking. So how did you go from the sea astride to entering your first 80? Because in 4 years, that's pretty good going. I have to say, I'm very impressed.
So it I started off, so I always loved the cross country, but everyone around you, it's sort of at the lower levels, like, oh, cross country, oh, it's scary, oh, you've got to put your body protector on. And then coming new into the riding, I was like, oh, is cross country so scary? Do I need to worry about this?
Yeah.
But I've always just loved it. For me, I just feel it's more natural for the horses to
Mm.
just go gallop, jump. I can work with that better. I just get that better. And it's not really something that made me all that nervous. But the See a Stride challenge made me realise actually how I can make cross country so much better. And then I started getting the confidence, and I thought, right, I'll just dip my feet into a hunter trial.
Mm.
And I was, in fact, I've sent you some videos by email,
Mm.
which I'll happily share. I did my first hunter trial, obviously just unaffiliated. I think it was 50 to 60 around October last year, and I
Mm.
trotted most of it. Because I was just so nervous. I was nervous about the speed. I'd never done a cross country competition. So I trotted. I think I was a minute and a half too slow. That
Well done. Well done.
how slow I was.
Uh,
But we got round. Did we get through the water? I can't even remember if we got through the water or not. But I just got out there,
mm.
and so I've just built it up. And I think that's what I also like about the academy is it splits it into lots and lots and lots of different elements. So you can work on different things at different times.
Mm.
So I can't remember what I was focusing on at the time, but it would have been, you know, no doubt the ready for trouble position and look for your line and things like that. So it just I could apply bits. And then I this year I then came away from the riding school because I was with the riding school for a while, and then I then came away with both of my horses. So I've been on my own with them on a DIY livery, and so suddenly I was sort of on my own. So I got my dressage instructor and I got my show jumping instructor. There aren't any just cross country instructors generally around, and certainly not the neck of the woods where I am. We've got not many cross country facilities locally.
Mm.
So I was like, right. So now my cross country trainer is the Lucinda Green Academy. Let's really get cracking. So I really at the beginning of this year went through all the training, did all the challenges, and then thought, right, I'm going to start unaffiliated. I'm going to go out and just focus on something different each time. So
Mm.
rather than trot, I'm going to canter all of it, even if it's a slow canter.
Mm.
After that, it was right, okay, I'm going to get faster, look at the speed side of things. And before I knew it, I really hadn't planned on doing BE, but
Yeah.
we did a 1 day event and that went really well. And then I thought, do you know what? Life's too short. Let's bite the bullet and do BE. Um, and then, with the academy, you can step it up at any level. So then suddenly, there's the more technical fences like your corners or your combinations, that's in there. And
Mm.
then, how to leave a start box, that's in there. So wherever you are, you can do as little or as much as you want. And I've just found, initially I did the See a Stride challenge, just did little bits, and
Mm.
then actually attacked it a bit more seriously and moved up the levels this year.
Well, congratulations. I think that's absolutely brilliant. And I I'm thrilled to hear because you're talking about all the the sort of touch points that Lucinda goes through. And so it's clear that you've actually followed the process, and it does really work. I think what I love about Lucinda, well, Lucinda originally like, no, I don't have any training principles. I just teach what I see and so on and so forth. Well, it's absolute nonsense because, and I think that's why we worked well together, because I managed to sort of put it all down into a bit of a step-by-step system that you can follow. And we're thrilled to hear that it's working. I mean, just brilliant. Um, I did you say you'd sent it? Is there something on WhatsApp, Ruth, or not that I can share? The videos you sent those on email, did
Yeah,
you?
I emailed a
Okay.
testimonial with one video with everything together. I sort of said from hacking
Oh,
to
brilliant.
yeah.
I think I might struggle to share that now, which is a shame. But what I'll do is I'll put it with the when I edit it, I'll edit it in, which will be really, really nice. So Shantala, what is your plan now? What are you planning next?
I don't even know. The academy has fast forwarded me so quickly that I've not even really had time to think.
Yeah.
I think the so I did two. So I did the Go BE first, which I thought was fab. That was an
Yeah.
opportunity to have. So the Go BE 80. Then I did an actual BE 80, and I'm doing another BE 80 next week, the last one of the season. So and there have been some snippets of things that I've tried to focus on with the academy from last time. And in fact, I'm going out tomorrow to practice some Lucindanisms.
Brilliant.
Um, so hopefully, so next week the plan is to be a little bit faster. We're just a little bit too slow. And then to train during the winter
Yeah.
and come back with full force next week. And I'd also like to step up the second mare, who I've not known as long, who is a little bit trickier, bit more switched on. She's, challenging me in other ways. It's to try and get her through the Lucinda Green training as well, and maybe do BE with her next year.
Brilliant, brilliant. So just a little reminder of what Lucinda says about upgrading. Wait until you are very, very bored at the level and then step up, because you sound like you're going to be, I'm going 100 next. And it is very, very tempting when it's all going so well. But I mean, honestly, I'm so impressed with 4 years from not riding all the way to competing at BE80. That's absolutely brilliant. Um, what are you planning on doing this winter?
Um, I haven't really thought about it, if I'm honest, because I've got this focus of the BE 80 next week,
Get that done.
and I'm doing some quest dressage on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I've just got those two in my head, and then
Yeah.
it's right. Let's really, let's think. If I'm really honest, for a while I just want to hack.
Great.
I feel a bit competed out. I hadn't planned on stepping it up to the 80. But
Yeah.
I find as well with a lot of competitions, they start at 80.
Yeah.
So, be it BE or arena eventing or whatever, a lot starts at 80.
Yeah.
And I do find 80 a challenge.
Mm.
So I can see myself sitting at 80 for a very long time, because there is lots and lots and lots to
Yeah.
learn and refine from all three phases point of view. So I
Mm.
think it's really just focusing on my flat work. I really want to focus on my flat work with both of them.
Mm.
The monthly challenges, that's what I love about the academy. So if you haven't got competitions coming up or a plan, there's something you can do just at home.
Yeah.
Um, month, I love that, or out hacking or whatever.
Mm.
And then yeah, just sort of see what happens next year.
Oh, well, I'm so excited to watch your progress. Lots of rough ground training this winter, lots of fun. Maybe even try some hunting. Maybe even try some hunting, especially if you've got a horse that's a little bit backward, although it doesn't sound like your horse is backward, but that will get you riding in a lovely ready for trouble position and going forward. But huge good luck, and thank you
Yeah.
so much
Okay.
for coming on. It's been brilliant. I've seen
Yeah,
all
thank
your
you
posts.
for having
It's nice to actually chat and hear all about it. So brilliant. Thank you
me.
very
Lovely. Thank
much.
you very much.